Okay, so today's topic, we're going to be talking about something that's really old, in my opinion. When I heard about this a couple of months ago. I decided not to do a video, but I figured since the popularity of my other Cris Carter videos starting to get a lot of traction in these YouTube streets, and the fact that there was a lot of people in the comment section blazing me, talking about I did not know what I was talking about when I speculated Cris Carter was going to make this move a couple of years back. People were talking about I didn't know what I was talking about. You're pocket watching. You have no idea. You're clueless. This, that, and the third. So I'm hoping that all those people that left comments in the comment sections on those older videos of my speculation of Cris Carter somehow, some way find their way to this video, because 2 years later, I'm presumed right. All right. Cris Carter crawled back to the NFL Network. Now, my theory in that, and I'm going to reiterate it, even though I did it in other videos, older videos of Cris Carter, when he got fired from Fox Sports 1. The reason why I assumed that he was going to the NFL Network is because he had connections with a lot of people that were working at the NFL Network, connections such as Deion Sanders. They're supposed to be close friends, and this, that, and the third. And I thought with his connection with a lot of people that are still at the NFL Network, quite obviously he's going to go back crawling to the NFL Network. Plus, he has burnt his bridge with the other big time networks. Fox Sports 1 does not want to touch Cris Carter with a 10-foot pole. The worldwide leader of Sports Center, ESPN, they don't want no dealings with Cris Carter because he burnt his bridge there. He also has burnt his bridge with Showtime. Showtime does not want to touch him, and CBS Sports. CBS Sports definitely does not want to touch Cris Carter, because everywhere Cris Carter goes, he burns his opportunities, he burns his chances, and he definitely burns his bridges. All right. So Cris Carter had no other choice but to go to the NFL Network. Now, you would think, and I made a video about this a year ago, saying that, well, when I found out that Deion Sanders was leaving the NFL Network, I assumed Cris Carter was going to follow along with him and follow along Deion Sanders, where Deion Sanders doing a podcast for Barstool Sports. He had a nice deal with Barstool Sports. And I thought Cris Carter was ultimately going to go there, but I also said in that video that Cris Carter's aspirations is to be an announcer and analyze live NFL games. Okay, he's in the Hall of Fame. He was an NFL wide receiver. He was in his prime, the best wide receiver. Okay, so all his expertise are in the NFL, and all he wanted to do with Fox Sports 1 was to analyze games, on their Sunday night package. All right, so apparently Cris Carter got into it with the powers that be at Fox Sports 1, and it escalated into basically an argument. I'm not going to sit up here and say they were debating, they was discussing things, they agreed to disagree, none of that stuff. Cris Carter turned it into an altercation, which he lost his job at Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 said, just pack up and leave our building, and we're going to have security guards behind you so you don't destroy any of our property along the way. And Cris Carter got fired. I wish I had a Vince McMahon sound effect. You're fired. That's the best Vince McMahon I can do at this time. Sorry about that, Vince McMahon fans out there. But anyway, he got fired by Fox Sports 1. And once he was let go from Fox Sports 1, Cris Carter was looking for another job similar to what he had at Fox Sports 1. He thought all the goodwill that he done at Fox Sports 1, which he was on the show First Things First, him and Nick Wright. I thought that was a great combination, but Nobody wanted to touch him because he was radioactive and he had burnt his bridge on a lot of those pristine networks. So the only two places he could have gone was, well, the only three places was go fully independent, maybe do a podcast and just put a hiatus or roadblock or whatever on as far as being an analyst doing live sports games, live NFL games. Or he could go to he can go to NBC Sports. NBC does not have, they talk about the NFL, but and they do have NFL games, but not on a large scale like the NFL Network, like Fox Sports 1 and like ESPN, but he has burnt his bridges there. Or he can go crawling back to the NFL Network, which pretty much that's what he did. He's at the NFL Network, back better than ever. He has a mohawk, a flat top, excuse me. So I guess he grew his hair on his hiatus, and he's on the Monday show on the NFL Network, and I forgot the name of the show because personally, I do not watch the NFL Network, particularly when you're talking about the NFL. I feel like Fox Sports 1 has a better understanding of the NFL, the news and notes, than followed by ESPN. So I go to those entities before I even think about going to the NFL Network, even though I have the NFL Network on my satellite package. But I have, if there's a game that I can't see anywhere else, I would definitely go there, but that's few and far between. Okay. So Cris Carter is back at the NFL Network. And like I said in several other videos, this was really the only opportunity, the only choice he had in the matter. And I hope he learned his lesson. People should learn from their mistakes, okay? And apparently Cris Carter keeps making the same mistake over and over and over and over. Now, a lot of you Cris Carter fans are probably wondering why it took him so long to find a job. Now, I know there's been rumors out there that he was just waiting out his contract because he still had a contract with Fox Sports 1, and Fox Sports 1 couldn't terminate. Even though they can fire him, they still had to pay him. And in retrospect, he was not going to give up that Fox Sports 1 money anytime soon to jump to another job. Okay, they had to finish paying him out. That was the rumor. But I have a lot of people that tell me, no, that was not really it. And common sense can tell you that was not really it because he was so radioactive. Nobody wanted to touch him in the first place. Okay, he was not that hot. Okay, and this goes by the old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But in reality, when you're talking about sports entertainment, when you talk about entertainment in general, it's not about what you know and who you know. Is, do you know the person that can hire you? Okay, if you have a relationship with the person that can hire you, if you have an understanding to the person that can hire you, all right, then you can get any job you want. All right. And apparently Cris Carter, the people that can actually hire him, he has no relationship with them. He belittles people like individuals like that in the front office, because in his analysis, he says that they don't know anything about NFL football. They don't know the ins and outs. They don't know the locker room. They don't know how to play. They don't know the plays. They don't know nothing. They're completely useless in Cris Carter's universe. All right. And all of that could be true. All of that can definitely be true. All right. But you still have to respect these people, because these are the very same people that you go to when applying for a job. Okay. We all have done this. Okay. And we have all learned this earlier in our, age. And some of us, it just, it takes a while. All right. But, a lot of people, it's not what you know to get the job. It's not, of this worker that works at this company, therefore you should be able to get this job. No, it's not that. It's not about wearing your Sunday best, and being, and putting your best foot forward. None of that stuff. Is really about the connection you have have with the people and the powers that be that hire you for these positions. Okay, I have seen people get hired. I have seen underqualified people get jobs over people that are highly qualified. All right. And just because it's not about what you know, your experiences or your degrees or your previous jobs or your relationships with people that work at these companies or at these corporations. It's none of that stuff. At the end of the day, the people that are working in these offices, there are humans just like we are, and they want to hire people that they like. All right, that they actually like. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay, if after listening to this video, and if you did not know that, then you're just clueless from get-go. All right, people that are likable get jobs. Okay, people that are likable. Okay, it doesn't matter your experience or how many degrees you have. This, all of those are added. Are things that are pluses, all right? But at the end of the day, the front office like to hire people that are likable, okay? That appreciates them, okay? Nobody's going to hire you if you do not appreciate the people that hire you, all right? If you have no respect for the people that hire you, then you're not going anywhere. Okay, I don't care who you are. Now, there have been a lot of people that have somewhat beaten the odds. People that, on retrospect, has no respect for the people in the front office, but they managed to get jobs and managed to get paid. Okay, case in point, Howard Stern. When he was in radio, a lot of front office people in these radio stations hated Howard Stern, but they knew they had to sign him because he is a special talent, okay, that can get you the views. And if you get the listening, if you get the people that actually listen to your station, you get advertisement. That's pretty much how it goes. Joe Budden is one of those type of individuals. Cris Carter is not a Howard Stern or even a Joe Budden. A guy that you love to hate. You hate this guy so much that every single morning you watch their show. You hate this guy so much that every single day you turn in and you listen to them. Okay, you hate this person so much that you are willing to subscribe to them and listen to their programming. All right, that's basically how it goes. People that people that they love to hate, they still follow them. They still are, listening to them. All right, and but Cris Carter is one of those individuals that is hated by the front office. He's not a type of person, well, even though we don't like him and even though he disrespects us and we shouldn't have no disrespect for him and he's not a likable person, we still have to hire him because he's a name. He's not a name, okay? There's a bunch of Cris Carters in every network. There's a bunch of them. There's too many of them, okay? And sometimes your talent cannot perceive your attitude. Sometimes people cannot tolerate people that are not. People have. Well, let me rephrase that. They're not going to tolerate you because you have this name or this brand. Or any of that stuff, particularly in an oversaturated market where, Fox Sports 1 got rid of Cris Carter. In comes Brandon Marshall. And even though I had thoughts and concerns about Brandon Marshall, at the end of the day, Brandon Marshall was a likable person at Fox Sports 1. Now, he didn't renegotiate back to Fox Sports 1. He took his opportunity that he did with Fox Sports 1, and then he betted on himself. And now, even though he has his I Am Athlete podcast on YouTube and on iTunes and things of that nature, he also has done a deal with Facebook. Okay, so Brandon Marshall is doing great things. Now they put Chris Broussard in the chair of Cris Carter. And first things first, a lot of people thought that this show was going to be canceled and this, that, and the third. All the Cris Carter fans who like Cris Carter was going to stop watching the show. The show still goes on. Okay, the show still goes on. It's still somewhat successful, and Cris Carter had to crawl back to the NFL Network. Okay, so this is my update to Cris Carter. I apologize in advance that if this video is too long, you have to deal with it. Okay, I had a lot of information in this video, and once again, I'm going to say this for the record. Okay, when I do these videos, I'm just giving you guys the facts, and I'm also sharing you guys my opinion. Okay, and I don't have an animosity with the people that I talk about. Okay, at the end of the day, I wish all these people the best of luck. I wish all these people make as much money as they want to. Even the people that are watching these videos, I wish all of you success. Okay, but the facts are the facts, okay? And when they're right in front of you, you have to talk about these facts. And you have to talk about how Cris Carter has pretty much burnt his bridge everywhere he has gone. And I'm pretty sure in the back of his mind, he's thinking, well, I'm so much of a talent. I'm going to always get a job, okay? It took him almost 2 years to even get this gig. All right. So, yeah, that's all I got on the Cris Carter front. A quick thing on Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is now working for Showtime Sports. I don't know what they're going to be doing with him. I guess they're going to have a show with him. I guess he's going to be doing a podcast. And like a lot of people thought that Paul Pierce done destroyed his career as far as being an analyst, I don't consider Paul Pierce an insider when he got let go at ESPN. And a lot of people were saying this, that, and the third. He's never going to get another opportunity again, and he's got an opportunity at Showtime. And I'm basically going to say I hope he doesn't do the same thing Cris Carter did, have to learn the hard way, burning bridges, because eventually these networks, they talk among each other, okay? And these networks, even though Fox Sports 1 competes against ESPN and Fox Sports 1, when you talk about their upper management, does have a relationship, and they do have dialogue. Okay, so it's competition, but it's not as serious as a lot of people think. Yes, everybody's trying to grab the ratings, trying to grab the views, trying to get the best talent, and your reputation sometimes perceives you. Okay, and that's what happened to Cris Carter. I hope the same thing does not happen to Paul Pierce. I hope he learned from, and I think at the end of the day, Paul Pierce wanted to leave ESPN, so he figured out a way to get fired from ESPN, and now he's doing his own thing. Okay, so yeah, that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. Deuces.